All right, Facebook. How is the sound to the? My other camera is showing. Let me check the sound and then we start. It's working. Hello, 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 hello. I haven't been here for 2 days. Let me go live on my other channels. I haven't been here for 2 days because I needed the time off. Hello, YouTube. Hi. Okay. What's happening to Facebook? Hello, TikTok. Hi, Instagram. Ooh, Facebook is ending the live. Give me a moment. Let me start this live again. Hi, everybody. My device is playing hide and seek with me. Hello, TikTok. Hi, Instagram. Pleasure, pleasure. Yummy boy. Lamin. Surprise by B. Hi. Let me go live here on YouTube. Not YouTube. Facebook again and see what, I don't know what happened. I'm going live in our private Facebook group. The connection is a little bit bad, but let me try it again and see. Hi, everybody. So today, due to poor wireless connection, your broadcast has been paused. I don't know what's happening. Okay, I'll just go ahead. So today, I want to talk about why it hurts. Why it hurts, right? If this is your first time here, we talk about adverse childhood experiences, we talk about healing, we talk about transformation, doing better, being better, life transformation. So if these are things that you're interested in, welcome home, stay with us. If this is something that you don't want to talk about or you don't like these topics, then maybe I can give you time to hop off now. Right, why it hurts when it comes to transformation, why it hurts when it comes to having your dreams come true, when it comes to doing better in life, when it comes to being better in life. Whichever device you're watching me from, whichever device you're watching me from, right? If you check the post, I made a post about choose your heart. Choose your heart. And that's a speech made by Marcus Taylor, the owner of Unlock Elevation, right? And choose your heart, it connects with the topic today, why it hurts. Because if you're here, you've lived enough life. So you know that everything you do hurts. Boston, hi. Everything that has happened in your life so far hurts, right? And in the speech, he would say, it's hard to wake up early, it's hard to wake up late, it's hard to make money, it's hard to be rich, right? It's hard to do anything in life. It's hard to be a good person, it's hard to be a bad person, it's hard to love somebody, it's hard to forgive, it's hard to eat healthy. Everything is hard in life. So we have to choose our hard. Now, whatever you're going through now, why it hurts? It hurts because there's something you're not seeing. Whatever we, myself included, Rich Rise and Maisha, hello. whatever you're going through right now, whatever we are going through today, at this very moment, there's something we're not seeing. That's number one. There's something we're not seeing. There's a lesson we need to learn. There's a shift that needs to happen in our life right now, and we're not seeing it. Number one, that's why it hurts, because we can't see it. Number two, the transformation is happening. Hello, Coach Stormy. Thank you for stopping by. Number two is the transformation is happening. When it's painful, when it hurts, you don't understand what is happening. It's so painful that you want to stop. That is when you need to 10x everything you're doing. That is when you need more focus in your goals, in your decisions, in your life journey. And I'm talking about things that I have experienced and actually things that I'm doing right now to help me. That's what I'm sharing with you, which is why when I come on live, I don't write anything down or prepare anything. Just this morning is when I planned this topic because I was listening to Marcus, the owner of Unlock Elevation, right? So the transformation is happening right now. And when the transformation is happening, that is when it is more painful. That is when you think that, oh my God, I cannot go anymore. I need a break. I need to rest. And maybe you do need to rest. Maybe you do need a break, because we do need the break. But that doesn't mean you should stop. That means you need to be more focused. We need to be more focused, laser focus, tunnel vision into where we're going. Why? Because when things are hard, when it's really, really painful, it's very easy to give up. It's very easy to let go. It's very easy to get distracted with movies and shows and parties and kids and husbands and boyfriends and men and women and the news and the television and food and this and that and that and that. But there's always a time when, and I can talk about this now and explain you from my feelings now, and you can tell me if you relate to it. There's a time when things are very intense, not outwardly, but inwardly. You feel that intensity within yourself, like you just want to burst, right? You just want to explode within yourself. It's like you just want to blow up. There's something cooking up inside of you. There's something boiling up inside of you, right? And you're wondering, what is all of this? Sometimes you get irritated. Captain of common sense. Common sense is not very common. I'm ignoring your questions because I'm speaking about what I'm talking about, but you're not listening. You're too focused on the questions that you're asking, and that doesn't relate to what I am saying. There's nothing that I'm talking about that's related to transgender. I'm not talking about that. Transformation is not just one way. I'm not answering your questions because it doesn't make sense, even though you're captain of common sense. Common sense is not very common, right? When you listen, you know what the topic is about. Why does it hurt? That's what I'm talking about. And I've been talking for what? 9 minutes. You've been here for about 7 of those minutes, and I'm explaining the topic. And if you still don't understand what I am saying, maybe this is not the life for you. That is why I'm not answering your questions. Even though you're the captain of common sense, you're not using your common sense right now. Okay. Good day, Afrocentric. Pleasure to see you. And when I first started, I was saying I wasn't here for 2 days, these past 2 days, because I needed the time for myself, but I also needed the permission. Sometimes we want that. I needed the permission, so it just so luckily during our coaching call in Girl Hold My Hand, Coach Stormy talked about it, but also on my in my campus, the content creation campus, we were talking about creativity and original thinkers and how you need time to yourself, quiet and all of that. So I decided, okay, this is the confirmation I needed, but because in both the places that I am in, we're talking about it. So I decided to take the 2 days off. But let me continue, right? There are times where there's so much emotions, there's so much intensity. You might be crying alone by yourself, right? You might feel very emotional. If you walk out, you are walking out more. Whatever you're doing it more, and you get tired and you get drained. I want to say this is all part of the transformation, right? This is all part of the transformation. This is how I experience it. People experience it differently when you're going through your life transformation. Whatever you are manifesting to come into your life, these are all things you need to be able to handle, which is processing the emotion, processing the pain of whatever is happening, right? But where we get stuck most of the time is a lot of us do not know how to process pain. If you talk about childhood trauma, adverse childhood experiences, toxic stress, which can be environmental can be society, home, whatever it is. Hey, Julie Best World, nice to see you. Right? So, all these traumas, if you've never done the work that is necessary to understand yourselves and understand your emotions and your feelings, then it's very hard to process that intensity of change. And this is where most of us fall off because we say it's too overwhelming, it's too much, I couldn't handle it. And most of the time it's because we could not process our emotions of what is happening at that very moment, right? Why it hurts. We talked about one, because we can't see what needs to change. Two, because the transformation is actually happening at the time that things are hurting, but then it goes back to it hurts a lot more because we can't see what needs to change. Or we can't see that the change is actually happening. We can't see it because maybe either we're too focused on the past, we're too focused on this and that and that and that happened, instead of being in the present right now and being open to the unfolding, to whatever the universe is bringing. Good afternoon, Coach Ablaza. Pleasure to see you. Right? We're not open to all of these things. That's another reason why it hurts, because our emotions are not processing very well. But then let's talk about this, right? One of my coaches always say, why should it not hurt? Why does it have to be easy? The default setting of our brain is easy. A lot of teachers would say that the default setting of our brain is to make us losers because we want everything to be easy. We want success to fall on our laps. We want money to fall on our laps. We want people to just give us things, something for nothing. So one of my coaches would always say, why should it not be hard? Why should it be easy? Why shouldn't you suffer? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Most of the time, we are running away from suffering. We are running away from pain. Most people do not sit down to meditate or live a meditative life because they're afraid of the pain of understanding themselves. Most people do not heal because they are afraid of the pain of facing themselves. But everything that we want is on that other side of pain, of fear of success, fear of failure. And both of them are hard. Both of them hurts. It hurts to be a loser. This is what school is supposed to be about. But school is not about that. School is about, oh, passing the exam to go to third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. I faced that in my college and had a lot of fights with the professors because I'm like, I want to learn the materials, and you keep telling me this is how you pass it so you can get your master's degree. And I'm like, I'm doing my bachelor's. Teach me the subject now. But anyway, unfortunately, school is not about that, right? So in Buddhism, if you study Buddhism, they always talk about life is suffering. Because tell me one thing you don't do that doesn't feel like you're suffering. We want to sleep more. We want to sleep less. We want to sleep more because it feels good. But then most times we want to sleep less because there's a lot we want to be done, and we can't do in the time frame. Isn't that so? That's suffering. So much food, delicious food that we want to eat. But at the same time, we want to stay healthy. We want to look good. We want to be snatched. And all of these things, that's suffering. We want to eat the food, but we don't want to eat the food. That's pain. That's suffering. It hurts. Everything we do hurts. In my campus, we always say everything is work. Sleep is work. Eating is work. At the gym is work. Sitting on the couch doing nothing, eating pizza is work. Depression is a lot of work. Being happy, it's work. When you cry, it's work. When you're laughing, it's work. Sex is work. Making love is work. Cooking is work. Everything in life is suffering. Now, this brings us to the solution. The solution is being able to handle it, being able to process. That's the main part, to process the feelings, to process the emotions, to process the pain. Which is why my coach again would always say, I don't care how I feel. It doesn't matter how I feel. I do what I have to do every single day because the things that I have to do needs to get done. Happy, sad, depressed, it has no bearing on what I am supposed to do every single day because it is my responsibility. And because if I don't do it, then who's going to do it? It's not going to get done. Everything we need inside is inside of us, right? I can, I must, I will, right? E.T. Absolutely. And it goes back to 3 days ago, I think, the quote that I gave you. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Sometimes, right? I know Coach loves E.T. I love Eric Thomas. Sometimes you're getting that pain because you need to change course. You need to pivot. Lisa Nichols love to talk about pivoting, changing course, right? I would advise listen to Lisa Nichols because she talks about that in depth, changing course. Most of the time, the pain that we feel is because the direction we are going is not the right direction. We need to change course. But it's painful because we have our eyes set on that one direction. And we believe that if we don't take that direction, then nothing is going to happen. Hey Nina, welcome Nina. It's been a while. I hope you're well. Right? So if we are open to the unfolding and we're open to life and we change the way that we look at things, the moment the way we're going, we have a block or something stopping us. And I mean, of course, it hurts a lot. It's very painful when you're going in one direction and all of a sudden you just bump into the glass wall and you didn't know the glass wall was there. I forgot his name, the author of Relentless. The author of Relentless. He was a Kobe Bryant's coach. Kobe Bryant, Mamba mentality. So Kobe Bryant's coach would always say that when I go down, I don't get right back up immediately. I stay there for hours, for days, for months, and take a look at what happened. Take a look at the situation. Where did I miss the point, the ball, the way? What happened? Why did I go down? Reflect on the issue. Figure out the best way out, right? Get the solution and then get back up and go again. Because many a time it's just like relationships, right? One relationship ends and you haven't taken the time to really look at why it ended and you just jump into another one right away and then you repeat the same cycle. Is the things that we talk about. I have been here before. I can talk about that because that cycle of being on it, the merry-go-round, you've been here before. So wherever you are right now, there's a possibility that you've been here before. Wherever we are, there's a possibility that we have been here before. Okay, so now we know we've been here before. The last time that we were here, one, how did we get here? But then two, how did we get out of it the last time? What can we change this time so we don't find ourselves back here again? And usually this is why things hurt. Now, if you are still, or if we still have the victim mentality, that's when it gets worse. Because now there's no resolution. We're not looking for solutions. We're blaming everybody. Oh, the relationship is my partner. I did nothing wrong. I did everything right. Oh, bankruptcy is everybody else but me. But then again, I've talked about this. If you take everything as your fault, the good, the bad, and in between, then you have the power to change it. But if you don't take it as your fault and take responsibility, then you can't change it. Because then you're waiting for somebody out there to change or somebody else out there to change it for you. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. If somebody was coming to change it for us, or what's the fairy tale thing? the thing in Shining Armor. What is it called? The fairy tale book. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Um, the prince coming to pick you up. Was it Cinderella? Pick you up and kiss you, and then you wake up and then on the horse, blah blah blah, and take you away. I would have been gone. I would have been gone. I would have been taken away, whisked, sweep you off your feet. I would have been gone by now, but I'm still here, right? So it shows me that along the way, there's something I missed. And most times it's not even pain, it's change. I was looking at change wrong. I was listening to Abraham Hicks in the vortex, and she always talks about there's a lot of things in our vortex. We have a lot of things in the vortex, but we want to get from here to there with resistance, and it doesn't work, right? I was resisting change because I didn't know that the pain in itself is the change. I thought the pain was just the pain. It was just pain. It was just painful. And I would always tell myself, now this is me. I would always say that it shouldn't be painful. Hey, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Nice to see you. I met Jessica at the Awakening. Pleasure to see you. Hi, Juliet B. Nice to see you, ma'am. Thank you. Right? I always said, like most of us, we don't want it to hurt. We don't want it to be painful. We want it to be easy. We want to be lazy. Because living a lazy life, isn't it just so you're very welcome, right? Living a lazy life, isn't it just beautiful? Most of us thought that when you get to the top, you don't do anything else. And one of my coaches would say, it's hard to be at the bottom, it's hard to be at the top. It's hard to be in the middle. You walk your way from the bottom to get to the top. And you have to work to stay at the top. So when I understood that, okay, I am manifesting this, all of these things are in my vortex. I can manifest it. I can bring it into life. I can actually create my reality, make something from nothing. This is why I love content creation and editing videos, because you see it in your mind's eye, and then you put the images and the videos and the effects and all of these things together to create something just out of thin air, which is the same thing with how we create our life. So when I understood that, the pain that I might be going through, the hurt of, okay, this is my vision, this is what I wanted. I wanted this man, and he turned out to be something that I didn't think he was. Or it was his representative that I met and fell in love with the representative, and he turned out not to be the person that I thought he was. Oh, I have a beautiful soothing voice. Thank you. Thank you. I hope it's feeding your soul, because that's my goal, to feed the soul. Right? So that they turn out not to be that man. One would have thought these are common sense principles, but common sense. It is. Thank you, Alex. Common sense is not common for everyone. I think the main issue there, Alex, is that most of us were not taught this at a very early age. Not our parents, not school, not society, not television. We don't talk about this. If you're from a family that talks about this, it's very easy. For example, my daughter, these are everyday ideas for her. But I have met other children and I've said, do you know what is prayer? They say, what? They don't know all of these things. My daughter knows about creating her dreams, making things happen. So it's common sense, but if nobody ever talked to you about it, then you don't know it. All right? So changing course is always the thing. Okay, I wanted to do this for this person. This is what I wanted to do for them. And then you tried and you have a vision. I personally have actually faced that when it came to content creation, right? So let me give you that example. Maybe it will make it easier. My school in itself, I'm in network marketing and affiliate marketing. So my school in itself, I joined the affiliate marketing campus, which is predominantly sales and marketing. I joined there to learn how to sell and not to be salesy, but really sell from the heart, from the soul. What I'm doing now, I got to learn it from there, but we also had that affiliate marketing thing where I can create content for the campus and then get commission. It was very painful for me to sit with myself and acknowledge that, okay, I love the campus. I love the school. I love the owner. I love everything they're teaching us. But when it comes to creating content for the school, it doesn't really work with me. It doesn't align, right? It doesn't align. I have to create content for myself. I want to feed people's soul. And in order to do that, I have to feed my own soul. And that way I can come and talk about these things. It took months for me to process and just let that sink in, that I will not be able to create content for that. Painful journey, painful realization, right? That might be something basic, but that's how it transpires in our entire life. You want to learn that, you can click the link in my bio, Hustlers University. They teach everything: content creation, artificial intelligence. But we have a moral campus that should guide us for our higher consciousness. So there's a saying that when you say should, it's because you're already hard on yourself, so then you are hard on everybody else, right? You have a moral compass that should guide you, that will guide you. You know all of those things, right? So now you're at a point where you don't just teach somebody else, but you plant the seeds. Again, we have this idea of one way of being, of one way of living, and one way of thinking, that if I know this, everybody should know it. Many a time that's not the case, right? So when you are able to humble yourself in the knowledge that has been given to you, then you're able to relate it to others. I was like that as well, where I in the beginning, right, of my journey, the things that I knew, I would always say, how comes people don't know this? How comes people are not thinking like this? And throughout the journey, at some point, I had to really humble myself and understand that it's truly a gift to be able to see this way, not as in a gift that nobody else has, but I am humbled and grateful, right? That I am able to see this. I am able to go through this. I am able to process this pain, process my emotions, control myself, get to learn all of these things and still be able to be here and relate it to people in a way that they understand and they actually want to listen. Now, if I was here like, you should know this, you should know that wouldn't help, because even in the campus that I am in, their mentality is on a different level, but they don't even teach us this way. They would sometimes they have to break down things. There are times they actually have to make videos for us to break down ideas so that we can understand what we need to do. They go live every single day with us. This life that I am doing, I am following the time of my campus, because they go live every day and break down ideas for us to understand how to move forward with life. When I joined the campus, I could not process pain. I just couldn't process pain. Everything triggered me when I joined the campus. And they taught me how to process pain. They taught about 200,000 of us. And most of us are out here now doing this work. So when you say we should, that already sounds like you are already hard on yourself. This is how you see yourself. This is how you talk to yourself. I should do this. I should know that. I should be there. I should do that. I said this quote here before that Tony Robbins said that you don't get your shoulds. Anything you say that you should do, you probably will not do. You get your must. I must learn this. I must change. I must live in this house. I must buy this car. I must look like this. I must have this amount of money. You get your must. I must be better. I must sound better. When I realized that I must be able to balance the masculine and the feminine, to be very intense, but at the same time, when I am here to relate this message, I am in my feminine, very tender, but deep within myself, very intense. If you don't know Marcus Taylor, the owner of Unlock Elevation, look him up. Very intense in his message. I just talked about Eric Thomas. You know Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas is this mode. These are the things I listen to. These are the people I listen to. Coach Stormy is my coach. She is intense, right? Straightforward, direct, doesn't play. A lot of people are afraid of her because they think she is rude or whatever, and she's not. I talk about Andrew Tate. I love Andrew Tate. A lot of people hate Andrew Tate because he's about tough love, no nonsense. The way he speaks, that's the way his campus is. You get in that campus, you will take care of your feelings quickly. But these are the people I like. But when I knew that I must be able to balance these, you don't get your shoulds, you get your must. Tony Robbins say that a lot. You can look it up. He always say you don't get your shoulds, you get your must. The human condition, absolutely, the human condition. All of these things I said is the reason why things hurt, because they are supposed to hurt. It's in that pain that the transformation happens. If it happens one time and you're able to transform that pain, transmutation, you transmute pain use that pain to create something. Jim Rohn quoted somebody, I don't remember who, but Jim Rohn would say, if anything could go wrong, it will. If anything could go wrong, it will go wrong. So you need to be prepared. Eric Thomas, too, this is where I will end. Eric Thomas talked about how he is always ready for things to break apart. Why? Because that's the last thing that we think would happen. I think he was talking about the Navy SEAL or something, that the Navy SEAL, the first thing that they teach them is when their gun is jammed, how to handle that, and also how to handle a dead body. Because the last thing they are expecting is a jammed gun, or to turn around and realize that their friend or their roommate or whoever has been killed in the field. So the worst case scenario is the last thing we are prepared for. We're always prepared for the good, for the flashy, for the fun, for the joy, but not the breaking apart. And Eric Thomas was saying that he still eats from off of the floor. He still sleeps on the floor. And I love that because I still sleep on the floor. I still unconsciously drop something and my food and then pick it up off of the floor and still eat it. And he's like, he still does these things even though he has everything he needs, so that at any day, if things fall apart, it's not going to break him. If all the money went away, all the flashy stuff in his life went away, it will not break him because he's already used to eating from the floor and sleeping on the floor. One of my coaches, even though he likes to dress up, he still spends most of his time in his shorts. Yeah, is it shorts? It's not shorts. Whatever the thing that the men wear, I don't know the name. He still spends most of his time in that. Even though he's the king of flexing and wearing diamond stuff and all of that, supercars, most of the time you see him, he's in that the same shorts every single time, like Steve Jobs, the black shirt and the whatever pants, the jeans, every time. Why? Because you're ready for anything and everything to happen. Again, the code is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It hurts because there's something you're not seeing. It hurts because you need to change course. Something needs to change. You need to change. We need to change. And it hurts because you were going the wrong way. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye. My Cash App is in the link in my bio. Blissful Day Afrocentric. Send me some money. Bye, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow.